crafty friends, and thanks so much for dropping by the studio today so I could tell you a little bit about our 8x5 divider pockets and our 8x5 magnetic sheets. Obviously, they work together. That was the design for them. Perfect for die and stamp storage, but you can use the pockets for anything that you want to put a pocket into. Let's start with the magnets. So the magnetic sheets, of course, are 8 inches tall by 5.5 inches wide. And for those of you who use centimeters, that's 20 centimeters by 14 centimeters. They are magnetic on one side and obviously not magnetic on the other side, but they are white on both sides, which is unique. Generally, the magnetic sheets are black on the magnetic side and white on the non-magnetic side, but this one's white on both sides. And why is that important and why is that cool? Because when you take a set of stamps that has black print on it and you want to store it in the pocket with your dies, that white background makes that stamp really show up as opposed to it being against a black or dark gray magnetic background. The other nice thing about the way we finish these is they are finished with a high gloss finish, which makes the dies easy to slide around on there. So if you've ever put a die onto the black magnetic sheet and then tried to move it around, it's very hard to slide. So you have to pick them up and move them around. But if you're trying to space out your dies so you can maximize that space on a magnet, this makes it really simple to do that. They are also a little bit flexible. So like our 5x7 sheets, if you want to get the die off, you can just bend it, flex it up, and take the die off, right? So I'm gonna take these two apart so it's a little clearer. So I'm just gonna flex that, put my finger on it, flex it, and I can pull it off. Again, with the black magnetic sheets, they're kind of sticky. You have to kind of flick the dies off with your finger. So that makes it really nice and easy, both to maximize the space. It looks better too, and to get your dies on and off. So the 8 by 5.5 magnetic sheets, these come in sets of 5, and one last thing. If for some reason you wanted it to be smaller, just with a regular pair of scissors, if you wanted to cut it to fit a pocket or a smaller size pocket, or you want to divide them in half because you don't need a whole 8 by 5 sheet, or you wanted a long strip, whatever, they just cut that simply. So you can cut them to be whatever size you need or want them to be. Okay, so let me just throw that over there. Well, it will help if I put it on the magnetic side. So your dies are going to stick even on the non-magnetic side because there's enough pull to it to hold it on there, which is what I just did. But they're a little happy accident to show you how well these work. Okay, let's go over to this where you have your dies and your stamps stored together, because I want to show you one quick little trick about this. And that is when you put your magnetic sheet into the pocket, and I'm going to add this die back onto this. When you put your magnetic sheet into the pocket, put it in backward. When I say backward, I mean, so the flap, this is the flap, it opens to the front. You want to put the magnetic sheet in backward and kind of pull the flap away a little bit, and then it'll slide in nice and easily, and you won't hook any of the dies on the edge of the pocket. So if you try to load it in this front side, which is, it's not difficult, but there's a chance you're going to hook the die onto the pocket flap and then flick it off. And then of course you can just add your stamps to the front. So we did leave the cutout in the front because a lot of times you've got something smaller that you're putting in the front and it's easier to get out with that cutout. And then it does have a locking tab. So with the 8 by 5 envelope or pocket, these are coming, they have the tab at the top that makes it a 1/2 inch taller. These also come in packs of 5, so you get 5 of the pockets, you get 5 of the little white label stickers. Obviously they're great for dies and stamps. They also are going to work well, red rubber stamps, cling stamps. I just stuck the cling stamps onto the non-magnetic side of one of our magnet sheets, and they just stick on there with no problem. And then if you the stamps are hard to see, right? It's hard to see the pattern in the stamp. So, they fit in there very snug. It's hard to see the pattern on the red rubber stamp. So if you use Stays On ink and then you stamped the impression of the ink on the other side, then you would be able to know exactly what those stamps look like as well. So the pockets and the magnetic sheets are going to work great for the red rubber cling stamps as well. And again, it's just going to be nice and snug getting into that pocket, and then you can secure the little flap with the thing. So great for that. Perfect for storing all kinds of little bits and pieces of things. So these are all the little labels and stickers that I use when I'm setting up a demonstration somewhere. They're also ideal for cards that you've made, cards that you're working on. So this is the 4x6 size card, and then on the back side I've got the 5x7 card, and then in the center I just put a big 5x7 envelope, so you could see how those things kind of fit spatially in that envelope. They're ideal for my buddy Stephanie Bernard for her stencil collection as well. So if you started collecting the Stephanie Bernard stencils, they're going to fit in there perfectly. And then last but not least, they're a great way to kind of round up small bits and pieces of things. So this is kind of a mini card kit. I've got all the embellishments, brads, glitter that all came together. And then it's a cute little card, right? It makes like a topiary bush on a base. But these are the kind of things that get lost or separated. Maybe you want to take them with you somewhere. You're going to go somewhere maybe for a weekend away and you want to take a small project with you, something like that. It's going to be perfect for that. So with the 8 by 5 envelopes, you're going to get 5, I can't say envelopes, you're going to get 5 of the pockets. You're going to get 5 pockets, and then with the magnetic sheets, you're going to get 5 of the magnetic sheets. So just a great way to store stamps and dies together, but other things as well. And of course, if you're using something like our Craft and Carry workstation, you're going to be able to use those pockets to put them in either the front of that, the back section of that. You can go side by side, or you can put them in this front section with that, if it wasn't full of crayons, as well. So either way is going to work nicely for you there too. So thanks so much for tuning in today. I know you're going to love working with these, and I hope you send us some pictures once you've got yours loaded up. And please do feel free to add a comment or a review to the product if you decide to purchase it. Thanks again. Have a great day.